Florence, the awesome capital of Tuscany, is calling you. Nestled in the heart of Italy, Florence is a city that effortlessly blends the old with the new. From its stunning architecture to its rich cultural heritage, Florence is a place that promises to captivate your senses and leave you with memories that will last a lifetime. It's super pretty and has a really cool history. The city is like an open-air museum, where every building and street has a story to tell. The historical buildings and landmarks are not just relics of the past, but are living, breathing parts of the city's vibrant culture. Get ready to be amazed as you walk on old cobblestone streets. These streets have witnessed centuries of history and have been walked by some of the greatest artists, thinkers, and leaders of the Renaissance. As you stroll through these ancient pathways, you'll feel like you've stepped back in time. Every corner is like a peek into the past. The medieval buildings and narrow alleyways are filled with charm and character, offering a glimpse into the daily lives of the people who lived here centuries ago. Each street corner has its own unique story, waiting to be discovered. Florence is where the Renaissance started, so it's full of art, history, and interesting stuff. The Uffizi Gallery, one of the most famous art museums in the world, houses an incredible collection of Renaissance masterpieces. From Michelangelo to Leonardo da Vinci, the works of art you'll find here are nothing short of breathtaking. You'll see the famous dome of the Florence Cathedral, which shows how creative and smart the Renaissance artists were. Designed by Filippo Brunelleschi, this architectural marvel is a testament to the ingenuity and artistic brilliance of the time. The interior of the cathedral is just as impressive, with intricate frescoes and stunning stained glass windows. If you love art, history, or just want a trip you'll never forget, Florence is the perfect place to go in Italy. Whether you're exploring the city's many museums, enjoying a leisurely stroll along the Arno River, or simply soaking in the atmosphere at a local cafe, Florence offers an experience like no other. So pack your bags and get ready for an unforgettable adventure in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Visiting Florence is like going back in time. This enchanting city, nestled in the heart of Tuscany, is a living museum that offers a glimpse into the past. As you wander through its narrow cobblestone streets, you can almost hear the echoes of history whispering from every corner. The cityscape, with its terracotta rooftops and majestic domes, tells a story of a bygone era that continues to captivate the imagination of visitors from around the world. You'll see history all around you. From the grandiose cathedrals to the quaint piazzas, every structure has a tale to tell. The streets themselves are like pages of a history book, each one revealing a different chapter of Florence's rich and varied past. As you stroll through the city, you'll encounter ancient buildings that have stood the test of time, bearing witness to centuries of change and evolution. Florence started as a small Roman town and became a powerful city. Its origins date back to 59 BC, when it was established as a settlement for Roman soldiers. Over the centuries, it grew in importance and influence, eventually becoming a major center of trade, finance, and culture. The remnants of its Roman past can still be seen today, offering a fascinating glimpse into the city's early days. It's seen lots of good times and bad times that made it what it is today. Florence has weathered wars, plagues, and political upheavals, yet it has always managed to rise from the ashes, stronger and more resilient than before. The city's history is a testament to the indomitable spirit of its people, who have faced countless challenges with courage and determination. The Medici family, who loved art and were important in Europe, changed Florence a lot and helped start the Renaissance. Their patronage of the arts and sciences transformed the city into a cultural and intellectual hub, attracting some of the greatest minds of the time. The Medici's influence can still be felt today, as their legacy lives on in the countless masterpieces that adorn Florence's museums and galleries. All the historical places tell stories about art, politics, and how awesome the culture was. The Palazzo Vecchio, with its imposing tower, stands as a symbol of Florence's political power, while the Uffizi Gallery houses an unparalleled collection of Renaissance art. The Piazza della Signoria, with its stunning statues, serves as a reminder of the city's artistic and cultural achievements. Each landmark is a piece of the puzzle that makes up the rich tapestry of Florence's history. As you walk around, imagine the artists, shopkeepers, and smart people who lived here and changed history. Picture the bustling markets, filled with the sights and sounds of daily life, where merchants traded goods and ideas. Envision the great artists like Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, who once roamed these streets, drawing inspiration from the city's beauty. Florence is not just a place, it's an experience, a journey through time that leaves an indelible mark on all who visit. Florence is also called the City of Lilies, and it's beautiful everywhere you look. The Arno River flows through the city and reflects all the amazing buildings. Stop on the Ponte Vecchio, the only bridge in Florence that wasn't destroyed in World War II. The view of the river and city is amazing. Check out the Oltrarno neighborhood on the other side of the river. It's a really cool part of Florence. As you explore Florence, you'll understand why people have loved this city for so long. The Duomo is the big, famous building you see in Florence. It's a super cool Renaissance building that will amaze you. It's really called the Cattedrale di Santa Maria del Fiore, and it shows how talented and faithful the people of Florence were. Go inside the Duomo and you'll feel peaceful and amazed. You have to climb to the top of the Duomo's dome. The view of the city and Tuscan countryside is incredible. When you get to the top, take a deep breath and enjoy the amazing view. In the middle of Florence is the Palazzo Vecchio, a big, strong building that's seen a lot of history. It was where the government met and where the Medici family lived. It shows how important Florence was in art and politics. Walk through the big rooms, which are decorated with paintings, tapestries, and sculptures. Don't miss the Salone di Cinquecento, a huge room where the government used to meet. The palace has secret passages and hidden rooms. It's full of history and art, showing you how the people who ruled Florence lived. The Ponte Vecchio is a beautiful bridge over the Arno River. It's a famous landmark that shows how romantic Florence is. As you walk across, look at the little shops on the sides. It's different from other bridges. Stop in the middle and enjoy the view of the river and city. You might see love locks on the bridge. People put them there to show their love. There's a secret passageway called the Vasari corridor that connects the Uffizi Gallery to the Palazzo Pitti. Florence isn't just about famous buildings. It has small squares, winding streets, and hidden courtyards. There's something new to discover everywhere. Get lost in the Oltrarno neighborhood, where things feel older and slower. It's the real heart of Florence. Visit a leather shop and see how they make beautiful leather things. It's a tradition in Florence. Have lunch at a trattoria, a traditional restaurant, and try real Florentine food. From the street art to the flowers in the windows, Florence is awesome. Take your time and enjoy it. If you love art, you have to go to the Uffizi Gallery. It's full of Renaissance masterpieces and is in a beautiful building overlooking the river. The Medici family collected all the art. You'll see famous paintings by Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, Botticelli, and Caravaggio. Look at Botticelli's Birth of Venus, a beautiful painting that shows Renaissance beauty. See Leonardo da Vinci's Annunciation, which shows how amazing he was with light and shadows. The Uffizi isn't just a museum, it shows how creative people can be. The Uffizi Gallery is great, but the Accademia Gallery is special because it has Michelangelo's David. This huge statue is a Renaissance masterpiece and shows how artistic Florence is. When you walk into the Hall of Prisoners, you'll see the giant David. He looks strong and powerful. David is the most famous thing there, but the gallery also has lots of paintings by Florentine artists from the 1300s to 1600s. The Accademia Gallery shows how creative and innovative Florence was. The Uffizi and Accademia are great, but Florence has other cool museums too. Visit the Palazzo Pitti, a big palace where the Medici family lived. It has 5 museums about art, culture, clothes, and historical things. Check out the Gucci Garden, a museum about the famous Italian brand that started in Florence. Explore and find the hidden treasures that make Florence so interesting. You have to try the food in Florence. It's so good. Florence is a city that truly celebrates its culinary heritage. From the moment you step into one of its charming trattorias, you'll be greeted with the rich aromas of traditional Italian cooking. The experience of dining outdoors surrounded by the historic beauty of Florence is something you won't forget. The food here is not just a meal, it's a journey through centuries of culinary tradition. You'll find everything from simple dishes to fancy pastries. The variety is astounding. Imagine walking into a bakery and being greeted by the sight of beautifully arranged pastries, each one a work of art. From the simplest biscotti to the most elaborate cannoli, there's something to satisfy every sweet tooth. And it's not just the pastries. The savory dishes are equally impressive. Whether you're in the mood for a hearty pasta or a delicate seafood dish, Florence has it all. Florentine food is all about fresh ingredients and old traditions. The markets are brimming with fresh produce, herbs and spices that are the backbone of Florentine cuisine. Chefs here take pride in using the freshest ingredients to create dishes that are both simple and flavorful. The tradition of using fresh local ingredients has been passed down through generations, and it's a key part of what makes Florentine food so special. Start your day like a Florentine with a cappuccino and pastry at a cafe. Try a cornetto or sfogliatella. There's nothing quite like sitting at a cafe in the morning, sipping on a perfectly brewed cappuccino and enjoying a freshly baked pastry. The cornetto, a flaky, buttery pastry, is a favorite among locals and tourists alike. If you're in the mood for something different, try a sfogliatella, a shell-shaped pastry filled with sweet ricotta. It's the perfect way to start your day in Florence. Try a lampredotto sandwich, a Florentine street food made with tripe. This might sound unusual, but it's a beloved local delicacy. The lampredotto is slow-cooked with herbs and spices until it's tender and flavorful, then served in a crusty roll with a spicy green sauce. It's a must-try for any adventurous eater. Street food in Florence is an experience in itself, offering a taste of the city's culinary creativity and tradition. For lunch or dinner, go to a trattoria. These cozy, family-run restaurants are the heart and soul of Florentine dining. The atmosphere is warm and inviting, and the food is made with love and care. You'll find a menu full of traditional dishes, each one prepared with the finest ingredients. Whether you're in the mood for a hearty ribollita, a Tuscan bread soup, or a succulent bistecca alla Fiorentina, a Florentine steak, a trattoria is the place to be. Try antipasto, cured meats, cheeses, and crostini. Antipasto is the perfect way to start a meal in Florence. It's a selection of cured meats, cheeses, and other small bites that are meant to be shared. The cured meats, like prosciutto and salami, are rich and flavorful, while the cheeses, such as pecorino and gorgonzola, offer a range of textures and tastes. Crostini, small slices of toasted bread topped with various spreads and toppings, add a delightful crunch to the mix. Cheeses and crostini. The variety of cheeses available in Florence is truly impressive. From creamy burrata to tangy pecorino, there's something for every cheese lover. Pair them with crostini topped with everything from fresh tomatoes and basil to savory chicken liver pate, and you have a perfect appetizer or snack. Sharing a cheese platter with friends or family is a wonderful way to experience the flavors of Florence. Then have pasta like papa al pomodoro, tomato and bread soup, or pappardelle al cinghiale, wild boar pasta. Drink Chianti Classico, a famous red wine. Finish with gelato. Pasta is a staple of Florentine cuisine, and there are so many delicious options to choose from. Papa al pomodoro is a comforting dish made with tomatoes, bread, and olive oil, while pappardelle al cinghiale features wide ribbons of pasta with a rich, savory wild boar sauce. Pair your meal with a glass of Chianti Classico, a robust red wine that perfectly complements the flavors of the food. and no meal in Florence is complete without a scoop of gelato. Whether you prefer classic flavors like pistachio and hazelnut or something more adventurous, there's a gelato for everyone. Try pistachio, hazelnut, or stracciatella. Gelato is an art form in Florence, and the flavors are endless. Pistachio, with its rich, nutty taste, is a favorite among locals. Hazelnut offers a creamy, indulgent experience, while stracciatella, with its ribbons of chocolate, is a delightful treat. Enjoy your gelato as you stroll through the streets of Florence, taking in the sights and sounds of this beautiful city. Florence has restaurants for everyone. Whether you're looking for a casual cafe, a bustling trattoria, or a fine dining experience, you'll find it in Florence. The city's culinary scene is diverse and vibrant, offering something for every taste and budget. From traditional Tuscan dishes to modern, innovative cuisine, Florence is a food lover's paradise. So come and explore the culinary delights of this incredible city. You won't be disappointed. Florence is great all year round. Each season is different. The best time to go depends on what you like. Spring, April to May, and fall, September to October, are good times to visit. The weather is nice and there aren't too many tourists. Imagine walking by the river when the flowers are blooming. Enjoy lunch outside in a pretty square. Visit the Uffizi without lots of people. Spring and fall also have festivals and events. There's a flower market and a horse race. Summer, June to August in Florence, is sunny and fun, but there are lots of tourists. It's the warmest time of year, but hotels are more expensive. If you visit in the summer, go to famous places early in the morning. Escape the heat in churches, museums, or the Boboli Gardens. In the evening, take a walk like the locals do. Enjoy dinner outside in a square, drink lots of water, and wear comfortable shoes. Get a Firenze card to skip the lines at museums. Winter, November to March. In Florence is quiet. There aren't many tourists. It's a different experience. It can be cold and rainy, but it's still nice. Imagine eating warm food in a restaurant. Visit the Christmas markets. Winter is a good time to see museums without crowds. Go to the theatre. Visit a house museum. Some places are open for fewer hours in winter, but you can still see a lot. Enjoy the quiet atmosphere. Florence isn't just about museums, it has living traditions. You'll see artisans making things with skills passed down for many years. Visit a leather workshop and smell the leather and hear the tools. Watch them make bags, belts, and jackets. These workshops keep Florentine traditions alive. Go to a ceramic studio and see the colorful pottery. Watch them make vases, plates, and figurines. Talk to the artisans and ask them about their work. When you buy their things, you help keep their traditions alive. Florence has lots of festivals and events. There are historical events, religious events, music, and food celebrations. Calcio Storico Fiorentino is a historical football game in June. It's like rugby, soccer, and wrestling all mixed up. Maggio Musicale Fiorentino is an opera and music festival from April to June. In December, visit the Christmas markets and enjoy the festive atmosphere. See more than just the famous places. Go to local neighborhoods and meet Florentines. Go to the Mercato Centrale, the central market, and see the fresh food. Have lunch there. In the evening, go to the Oltrarno district. Have an aperitivo, a pre-dinner drink with snacks, at a bar. Take a cooking class and learn how to make Florentine food. Do things like the locals do, and you'll have a better experience. Florentine food is simple and delicious. It uses fresh ingredients. Try ribollita, bread and vegetable soup, and papa al pomodoro, tomato and bread soup. Try bistecca alla fiorentina, a grilled T-bone steak. Order it al sangue, rare. Try pappardelle al cinghiale, wild boar pasta, and tagliatelle al tartufo, truffle pasta. Florence has all kinds of restaurants, from simple to fancy. Go to a trattoria for traditional home cooking. Try a Michelin-starred restaurant for a fancy meal. Try street food like a lampredotto sandwich or schiacciata. Don't forget gelato. Learn more about Florentine food and wine. Go to the Mercato Centrale market. Go to an enoteca, wine bar, and try different wines. Visit a winery or olive oil producer in the countryside. When you leave Florence, you'll remember it forever. You've seen amazing things and had great experiences. Florence is more than just famous places. It's the smells, the sounds, the food, and the people. It's a city that makes you feel alive. It mixes history and art, old and new. Your trip to Florence is just the beginning. Keep exploring and let Florence inspire you. You'll always love Florence.